Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? Thank you very much for coming by the stream. Today we're going to be doing Farming Simulator 19. I haven't played this in a long time. It's one of my favorite games. It's a very relaxing experience most of the time. And I've done some YouTube series with it, but I haven't done it in a while. So I hope that I'm not going to be too rusty on the controls here. But you might have to bear with me while I figure out how to do things again. Okay, so we have a couple choices here on how we want to start. No, there's no biters on the farm, fortunately. So we don't have to research turrets or anything like that. We got a few options on how to start. There's the new farmer, which I'm not going to do. That's for beginners. Oh, here. Let's do this. There you go, Lanista. Now you can ban people if you want to. I usually start on Farm Manager, where you start with a lot of funds but no equipment. But a lot of that depends on what map you're going to play too. So I've got a few choices of maps. One that I wanted to try was Lakeland Vale 3. I've played Lakeland Vale 1. Which is pretty cool. So obviously this is a newer version of it. One good thing about Stevie's maps, well, you could view it as a good thing or not a good thing, depending on your play style. But Stevie's maps, you start off with a lot of equipment. So you can basically start up a new game and get into multiple activities all at the same time. Hey, Tamalon Gaming, how are you? Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. It's morning here. So Lakeland Vale would be one choice. Lawfold's Aberdeenshire is another map that I played before that I really liked. This is a newer version of it. And then there's Lone Oak Farm. I know this one does start with no equipment. And I think Lawfold starts you off with a couple small tractors. So the choice would be, do we start with lots of equipment and get going right away? Or do we start with no equipment and kind of do the progression? Ah, okay. From Barcelona. Well, thanks for joining us. And I think... I think I'm going to go with Stevie's map. Lakeland Vale 3. As far as mods, I've got all of Stevie's mods. I've got Courseplay, which will allow us to automate some of the manual work. I've got GPS, seasons, and precision farming. And then I've also got the class pack from the Platinum expansion. Although we're going to start, like I said, we're going to start with a lot of machinery already. So just wait for this to get going. Good chance for me to get more coffee. Well, that's good. Any moment now. Hey, glad you can make it, Sid. Okay, so here we are. This is our farmhouse. And if we go around the corner, we can see our stuff. Here we go. All right. So we start the game here, and you just imagine that we're already wealthy, successful farmers. And you can see the size of the layout here. We've got a really big yard to move things around or to put other placeable buildings if we want to. Yeah, there probably is, K-Mac. We've got a big harvester already. We've got lots of storage available. Okay, we've got several tractors, tippers, spreaders. We've got plows, cultivators, seeders, all the stuff we need to get going. Oh, we can even do potatoes. Look at that. We got a potato planter. Those are our silos for grain storage. And then over here, we've got a mower. We've got a loading wagon, a baler, bill collector. We've got a rake, a tedder, a bale wrapper, and that is for silage. So we've got all that stuff for, well, a lot of that is just related to animal feed, right? Grass and whatnot. And then over here on this end, we've got a lime spreader. We've got a fertilizer sprayer, a cultivator, a cultiplow, a couple of seeders, and a couple more tractors. So we're ready to go. Here, let me turn off. I'm going to turn off the controls at the top there. That's the help window. This one, I believe, takes place in the US, so I'm going to convert to US units. We need to get out of that silly metric system that nobody likes. That doesn't make any sense. And then other game parameters. Time scale, I will probably leave at 5 for the most part. I'm going to put economic difficulty on easy. That's just so that we get money. I mean, the economic difficulty just raises all the dollar values for the crops. So that way we can get more money to buy things more quickly, and it's kind of fun that way. I'm going to turn traffic off because the traffic in this game is really stupid. Engine start off. And then all the helper refills I'm going to turn off, so we'll have to refill our own equipment. Crop destruction I'll leave on. Plowing, lime, weeds are all turned on. Okay. And now we've got this thing with the precision farming mod where we can analyze our soil. That's new. All right, but first of all, we need to buy some land, because even though I own all this equipment, I don't actually own the land that it rests upon yet. So we probably should buy that for it to make sense. And that will automatically give us a few fields that we can start to work. And then at some point, I'd like to buy at least one big field, because we do have a lot of big equipment. Let's see. Well, I don't want to buy any land without seeing it first, so let's go take a look. Field 4 is obviously pretty convenient. It's right here. Watch me jump over the fence. Oh, there we go. Okay. So field 4 was growing cotton. I don't know how big this is. No, 4. Okay, so that's 4 hectares, 3.2 hectares in field 5. And then looks like I can... Yeah, the land is actually pretty inexpensive. Okay, so 4 is larger than 5. But let's go take a look at field 5 too before we make a decision. Okay, and this one is actually connected to field 4. Looks like there's a storage structure over there, but I think that belongs to the next field over. Okay, so this one had canola. And then 3 we already own. All right, so I think I'll buy field 4 as well. And you can sell your fields too if you decide to, but we'll start by buying those 2. So we've got a decent amount of land to work with. We still have 726,000 in the bank, and that will give us plenty of operating capital to, to replace equipment or pick up some additional stuff that we may need as we go. Okay, and then we also own some animal facilities. Here, let me hop around here. Yeah, back here, across the stream, we have some greenhouses that we can load in water and manure and get some additional crops. This is our cow pen over here. And we have... Or no, is this cows? Or is that for pigs? I think that's for cows. No, that's for pigs. This one here is for cows. And then down here we have an area for sheep. So we can get into all the animals. Starting off, field 10 is planted with grass, so that would make starting with sheep a pretty good idea, because all you need to feed sheep is grass and hay, and we'll be able to make it right away, even in this early part of the season. And field 9, okay, this was potatoes. So I think part of the logic of starting with several small fields like this is that you can plant what you need to feed pigs. But I think what I'll do, I'm going to leave the small fields for now. I think we'll get started on field 4, and we're in early spring. Actually, let me go to the seasons menu, because I want to set up the season options. I'm going to change my season length to 3 days. Okay. And now let's take a look at what we have. Hey, Guillaume, I'm going to be streaming for 3 hours this morning. And my schedule is Wednesday evening, Friday evening, and Sunday morning. So Wednesdays we're going to be doing Oxygen Not Included. Fridays we're going to be doing Factorial, at least for the near future. Yeah, and that's those are U.S. times. So it's morning for me here right now. So if you're in Europe, then Wednesday and Friday might be tough for you to attend, because I think it's going to be very early morning for you. But you can always watch the replays. But that's also why I wanted to have a variety of start times for the streams, because I know that at least for my YouTube channel, a lot of my a lot of my viewers are in Europe, so I wanted to have something that was early enough that they would be able to catch as well. Okay, so this is a quick look at what we've got. Like I said, we've got plenty of equipment. We've got 4 tractors, 1 medium size, and the other 3 are fairly large. We've got a truck for transporting grain. We've got a harvester. We've got a mower, a telehandler, a pickup truck, which I rarely use, but I'll keep it for now, and then all the various accoutrements. One thing that I do want to buy is the tool that we need to analyze the soil. Yes, Lanesta, there is maintenance. There's a maintenance cost, and the equipment will gradually degrade in performance, and then you can do a repair on it, and it'll get back up to full performance. So I'm going to buy this device, which is part of the Precision Farming mod, and this is a soil sampler. So what we'll need to do is go through each of the fields. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. We need to go through each of the fields, do an analysis so that we can see what type of soil there is, and that will affect how we prepare the soil for planting. If we look at our seasons menu, okay, so we can see with seasons, you can see that I've got it set for 3 days. So we're in day 1 of spring. That goes for 3 days, and then there's summer, fall, and winter. So you can see that the green shows you when you can plant and what the minimum soil temperature is, and the yellow tells you when you can harvest. Okay, so most of the grain crops, or the cereals. Hey Lucas, thanks for following. The cereal crops, we can start planting as soon as the soil is warm enough, but we need 41 degrees C, or F, sorry. We can do sunflowers, soybeans, and corn. Those have to wait until later in the spring to be planted. There's even some more down here. In this map, there's some additional crops added to the game, alfalfa and sorghum. Okay, but I'm probably, for that big field, I think I'll probably just do something basic like wheat, just to get things started. All right, let's get into, I want to get into the Puma, which is my smallest tractor. We'll start that up, and we need to get to the store. Where is the store? Ah, there's the shop way down there. So I'm going to go pick up my soil sampler. And let's see here. What's the best way out of here? Okay. Yeah, we'll go over this way. So we'll go pick up the soil sampler, and then we can get started with the sampling. Open the gate. Watch the gate push my tractor out of the way. Believe it or not, I don't drive as bad in this game as I do in Factorio, so. Oh, good question. Is my other video still in 360p? I haven't checked. If it is, I should probably just, record this locally. Okay, let me check the map again. Okay, so I need to go east and then south. And I'm facing south, so east is to the left. Okay. Whoopsie. I'm trying to look at chat and drive at the same time, so. There we go. Turn on the cruise control. And I'm just going to drive down the center of the road. Okay, so now we're in town. Ooh, waffles. That sounds good. There are pedestrians which they move around about as intelligently as traffic does. Maybe I should turn pedestrians off too. Okay, this looks like the farm shop. And here's my thingamajig. So we're just gonna back up and attach this. All right, and we'll take it back to the farm. Now, for future purchases from the shop, yeah, Lunesta, you can run into things like you can knock over signs. But most of the things in the game, if you run into it, it's just like that. There's no damage. The game's not very realistic in that regard, and that's why I turned traffic off, because if you hit a car, for example, you could have a huge tractor, you know, that weighs 15 tons or whatever, and you can hit a little car on the road and you'll just stop instantly when you run into the car. So it's not a good physics engine necessarily. It's more focused on the farming aspect. Hey, welcome guys. Yeah, and this is us, Snedderton's farm. That's our place. All right, so we're gonna go to that. Like I said, we'll start with the big field because that one will take the longest to work. So I figure we'll start with that one, and then we'll go and do the smaller fields as well. And you can see on the info at the top of the screen, you can see the temperature of the air, which is 37 F right now, and the temperature of the soil, which is 39 F. Okay, so we can't plant anything right now anyway. All right, so let me turn on the tooltips again. All right, so with this tool, first we have to unfold it, which gets that little sample collector out, and then we lower it. And then we move out into the field, and you can see that when I've got this thing deployed, that now there's a large circle around my tractor on the map, and that basically shows the size of the area that's going to be represented by the soil sample that I take. Okay, so I'll start right here. I'll take my first sample. Okay, sample 1 is done. And then I've got like that big red area now, which shows where I've taken a sample already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like run up to the edge of the previous sample and take another one. Just like this. And I bet there's a way to do this in course play, but I'm not aware. Like I said, I haven't played in a while, so this is still fairly new to me. And then I'll just follow this row of crops to keep things in a mostly straight line. And I'll keep drinking coffee while we do this. This would be a good game to have some music in the background. Twitch has this thing called, what is it? Twitch? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. They have like a music service where there's an app that you can run, and it'll play music that is at least somewhat royalty free to use on live streams. But it won't get recorded into the VOD, so that because that would violate the terms of using the music or whatever. And I tried getting it running, but I couldn't get it to work. So I have a help ticket with Twitch right now to see what I need to do to get that to work properly. Okay, making progress. And we'll go this way. I'm just going to work around the outside of the field first, and then we'll come back and get the inner portions that get missed. And I'm just trying to make sure we cover every part of it. So once we get all the samples taken and send those in, it'll update our map and it'll show us the distribution of soil types around the field. It'll show us the pH at various points in the field. You got soil types, you got pH, and anyway, there's some other data there as well that will basically impact how you handle the field to get the most yield. Okay. And we come back this way. Let's move out a bit. There we go. So like I said, this is a pretty relaxing game. It's a good game to play when you're when you're watching Factorio videos or something, just for example. And we're almost done. I think a couple more samples will do it. Yeah, I do too, Lanista. And you'll see that as the seasons change, the trees will change. They'll turn green, and then they'll change colors in the fall. We get snow in the winter. Oops, slow down. So one thing about playing with the seasons mod is that it does put a little time pressure on things, because you don't, since normally if you're playing the game with no mods, there are no seasons. You can plant whenever you want, you can harvest whenever you want. In fact, you can have some of your fields where you're harvesting and other ones where you're planting at the same time, so it's a lot easier to play, but it's not very realistic. And we just want to do this spot in the middle here. Last one. Okay, and now I'm going to send the samples. Alright, so they're sent to the lab, and we'll see the results soon. So now we'll lift, fold. Okay. And then we'll take this back to the farm. And we can get ready to start doing the next field. Okay, samples are analyzed. Now let's take a look at the map. Okay. Wow. So here's our field. So we can see that we have a variety of soil types. Looks like it's mostly loam with some sandy loam. We've got some silty clay and some loamy sand. Don't ask me what all that stuff means. I don't know. That's our pH. So we can see it's mostly around 5.75 to 6.25, which is actually probably pretty good. Oh, there's our nitrogen levels. And then by having this data, you can intelligently apply lime and fertilizer to the field to get everything evened out. Okay. Actually, there's a help menu for the mod. Let's take a look at that real quick, so we can see how that's supposed to work. Okay, yeah, precision farming. So those are the soil types, the soil sampling we've done. Okay, so what this is telling you is that each soil type has a different ideal pH level. So by mapping out the field like we did, we can use electronics and GPS to intelligently apply lime on the field. Lime will increase the values. So you can see that we're going to need between 6 and 7, depending on the soil, and ours is a little bit low. So we'll put lime on the field. Nitrogen, basically the same thing. You want to get a certain nitrogen level. And what the game recommends is to use slurry or manure, which just increases the pH values across the board, or the nitrogen values. And then you can use solid or liquid fertilizer to do the micro adjustments, but that only works if the crop is already planted. Okay, so we should spread some manure or slurry first before we plant anything. So let's do that. But first we'll take this over to the next field. Let's see, what is the next field that we'll work on? I guess we'll go up and do 3 and 2. But first I want to get my lime spreader out. Let's see how we get to this field. Over here? Yeah, okay. Alright, so I'll park this here for now. There we go. Alright. So here's the order of operations that I think I'm going to follow here. I'm going to spread lime, then I'm going to plow, and then I'll spread slurry and or manure, and then cultivate, and then I'll plant. Well, but again, the planting, I'm going to have to wait until the soil temperature is right. So I need at least 41 degrees. And right now it's 39. So we won't be able to plant right away. But let's see, which tractor do I want to use? Okay, I'll use the Fendt for spreading the lime. We'll just have to drive around until we remember where the lime spreader is. Is it in there? No, that's the potato stuff. Must be back this way. There it is. Okay, and this one can actually be upgraded in my workshop so that we can have more capacity. But I need to find my workshop first. Let's see if I, whoops. Let's see if I actually own a workshop. I think I do. Cow pen, or maybe I need to buy one. Vehicle workshop. Okay, I do have one. We just have to find it. Here, it might be quicker if I find it by running first. Let's get up to the top part of the map. There we go. I think it's around here. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So we got to get up to the north end. And then I'll add the extension on this lime spreader. You can also use this to spread fertilizer too, by the way. It's not only for lime. Oops. Over this way. I don't think there's anything that shows you how many acres you have in total. No, I think you just have to click on each field individually. Okay, so I'm going to detach it. And then if I come over to the shop, I push a key, one of my keys. Is it that one? Oh, okay, there we go. And we'll go to customize. And we'll put on the big extension. That'll increase the capacity to from 9 to 14,000 liters. And it looks like it was already purchased but not configured, so I didn't have to pay any extra for it. Yeah, it's a good upgrade. because the lime disappears really fast. Alright, we need to get this guy out of the way. We'll move this over here. I guess this is the chicken pen. I never bother with chickens. You don't really get much money out of them. Alright, I should be able to fill this with lime right here. So that I don't have to go into town to fill it or anything. Alright, open cover. There we go. Start filling. Lime. And you can see my money go down while I do that. Nothing free in this world. Okay. Yeah, so and now you can see this this pH window pop up. And this kind of gets us into the into the automatic adjustment of the application rate depending on what is on the ground. Okay, so now we can see our current pH and target pH. Alright, so let's zoom out. We are going to unfold the spreader arms. I'm just going to do this one. Well, I'm going to start it manually because I'm not quite sure. Here, let's turn around up here. I'm not quite sure how far this is going to spread. Let's take a look real quick. Okay, not too far actually. Hey, let me know if the sound is okay or if you think I need to turn up the game sound. It's hard for me to tell how it is on your end of things. Okay. Let's turn it on and let's get started. Turn it up a bit. Okay. Give me 1 second. There's the volume. Okay, let's go up to 50%. Let me know if that's better. The other thing to keep in mind is the volume level changes depending on how far you zoom in. So that's why I don't want to go too high. All right. Turn on. There we go. All right, so I'll do a lap around the field just to get the edges done. Try not to miss any spots. SRB 54, good morning. Yep, so for anyone who's just joining us, we're playing the Lakeland Vale 3 map by Stevie. This is for those of you not familiar, this is a third-party map, I guess you could say. There's a lot of third-party map developers that support this game. Giant Software also has some map makers that will release mod maps occasionally, but most of the best maps are coming from the modding community, in my opinion. Okay, we'll get in the cab a little bit. It's a little bit easier to stay straight this way. You just follow the lines. And I've also got the GPS mod installed, so we can use that later too, where we can kind of drive manually but have the steering done automatically to stay in straight lines. Okay, now once I get all the way around, I will hire a worker to do the rest so that we can start taking samples on the other fields at the same time. Okay. So we'll come up here and hire worker. Okay. So this is the worker doing it now. This is not me driving anymore. Yeah. K-Mac with one of the mods that I have, you can install a GPS unit on the tractor, and then you can use that to run in perfectly spaced straight rows up and down the field. And I have another mod that will allow you to have your helpers. See, I'm using a worker right now, but the built-in workers in the game are not very smart. Really, all they can do is just go up and down the field. If you have a map where the field shapes are kind of irregular, which is, this map is not like that, but a lot of the European maps especially have fields that are, that are not perfectly rectangular. And when you play with those, the worker that's built into the game doesn't do a very good job with it. So I've got this other mod called Courseplay that will calculate vehicle paths through a field, even really complicated ones. And you can use that to run your workers. And you can also use that to automate, for example, hauling grain from your silo to a sell point and stuff like that. So you can get a lot of vehicles running at the same time. It's pretty fun. Okay, so I'm going to let this guy do his thing, and we can start getting some soil samples over here on field 3. Oh, unfold first. There we go. Okay, lower. All right, take a sample here. This one should go a lot quicker since it's a much smaller field. And we'll probably get an alert pretty soon saying that the other tractor is out of lime and we'll have to go refill it. Couple more. Hey, good morning. Yeah, I agree. I think this is kind of a good Sunday morning game. Okay, so 3 is done. Let's send those in. Next is field 2. Old Gus Gaming, welcome. Thanks for following. Appreciate that. Okay. Now it's telling me that my helper has finished his task. Let's see if he's really done. You got to stay on top of these guys. No, see, he's pretty far from finished. Like I said, the built-in worker is not that smart. He still has half the field left to do. But this is a good time to go refill the lime anyway, so let's take care of that first. Yeah, he probably just needs more coffee like me. Can't be too hard on the poor guy. Where was my lime fill up? Over this way. Here it is. And let's unfold the top. Fill it up. I think I can get seeds and dry fertilizer from this dispenser too. And by the way, having that thing on your farm, that's a that's a luxury. In the base game, you have to buy all this stuff by the pallet and then go to the shop and load it into your machine and then drive all the way back to your farm again. But that's just a little too tedious for me. Okay, unfold. And once I get used to the controls again, I'll be able to turn off this help menu. That's obstructing our view, but I still need it. Okay, now let's go this way. Actually, let me get this little corner first, otherwise it'll get missed. I don't want any missed spots. We'll just do that. And touch up that little bit there. Perfect. Okay, right about here looks right. Let's get lined up properly. There we go. And then I'll hire the worker and let him finish up. Old Gus Gaming, this is Lakeland Vale 3 by Stevie. I don't have a link on me. I'll try to make sure I include that in the next stream. A mod list and that sort of thing, but I'm still in the process of getting my whole system set up here. But all of Stevie's mods you have to get from his Facebook page. And I'm using the precision farming mod. Ah, okay. Yeah, I really like Stevie's maps. They're big and open. You start off with a lot of equipment. And then he has other stuff that you can add onto your map, like potato washers and fertilizer makers. You can make fuel. You can make biofuels and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is my first time using this this DLC, so far I think it's really cool. Hey, C Black, thanks for hosting my stream, buddy. Now you can watch me in 2 separate browser windows. Now I'm using a game controller for this instead of a keyboard. And when you're playing with a game controller, you have the luxury of kind of leaning back in your chair and send these off to the lab. There we go. But I have to stay close to my microphone, so I can't lean back. I need to get like a boom mic or something. Or a boom stand for my mic so I can rock back in the chair and still have the mic close to my face. Okay, and then do we do the same with the grass fields? Alright, C Black, you're gonna have to let me know which one you got. Let's see here. Alright, now when he says he's done, is he really done? Well, there's that little tiny strip down the middle, but I'm gonna leave that. Well, no, let's do it, because I think this machine is gonna be smart enough not to waste lime by reapplying it where it's already been applied. Let's see. Is it doing it? I mean, I have it turned on. I think that's just a graphical... I think that's just a graphical thing. Okay. So let's check... Alright, so pH now should be at the target level for each type of soil. So those are my soil types, and those are the pH levels. So we should be good to go. Okay, so let's go do the other fields. Holy cow, Richard. That's a big map. Here's the exit. Oh, okay. I can get into the field this way. That's convenient. Alright, let's unfold, and this time I'm going to let the worker do the whole thing by himself. Because he's been asking me for a raise. So I told him he's got to show me that he knows what he's doing. So if he does this without crashing the tractor or missing any spots, then he'll get an extra 25 cents an hour. because that's the generous type of person that I am. I'm playing my fictional stingy farmer character right now. Okay. Yeah, so let's... You know, I suppose I should follow the same process on my grass fields, too. Yeah, so let's do that. I just don't know. This is growing. I don't know if I'm going to end up destroying grass by driving over it. Let's just test it real quick. I might have to put on my skinny tires. Okay, no, we're good. With the grass, it's if you're... How do I want to say this? At early growth stages of grass, you can drive over it without doing any damage. And at later growth stages, you'll knock it down and you won't be able to harvest it. It'll always grow back, though. Okay. Let me check something real quick. I wonder if course play... Hey, for you guys who already play Farming Simulator, do you know if course play will run my soil sampler? Or is it not set up to do that yet? Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't updated my copy in a long time, so... Oh, okay. Yeah, it would be nice if you could automate this part. And my other question about this is, maybe you know, how often do I have to take samples? Do I just do this once per season? Or once per year in seasons, or... Because I haven't played with this DLC before, I'm not intimately familiar. Okay, this looks like the edge of the field over here. Once per year. Okay, that makes sense. So just do this every spring, I guess. Oh, and you know, the other thing I forgot to do, there's a building that I can place that has some sort of GPS electronics that will allow my workers to work faster. I need to buy that. In fact, I'll do that before we have the worker do the next field. Okay. Off to the lab with you. And let's see. Okay, only 2 more fields to go. Ah, cool. Thanks, Richard. I'll check that out. But yeah, let's go to the shop and buy the building. I think it's in miscellaneous, probably. Yeah, here we go. We can get a shed or the building. I kind of like the little brick building. So we just have to decide where we want to place it. Why am I seeing that circle? I assume I just need one of these anywhere on the farm, and I'll get the benefits anywhere my workers are working. Somewhere over here is probably a good spot. Maybe we'll just put it right here in this corner. And how's that look? All right, that looks good right there. Lunesta, no, it doesn't show how many workers you have, but actually you don't have permanent workers per se. So it's just, you just hire a worker when your tractor is running and he'll do that specific job. Okay, so let's do field 2. So it's like they're all temps, you know. And then the workers just deduct money from your balance as they're working. So that's how that works. Okay. Let's get him going. Hopefully there's enough lime in here to finish the job. Hey, I think he's drunk. He's not going in a straight line. He must have put something in his coffee. There we go. That's better. Ireland. Yeah, SRB, I am from Texas. You too, I guess. You're in Ireland, Richard? Okay. I wonder how this 11% increase in worker speed is affected. If it's if they just drive faster or what. I guess I'm just going to have to trust that I'm really getting the benefit. Yeah, I'd like to visit Ireland too, actually. I went to London a couple years ago, and I know that's not Ireland, but that was my first time to Europe. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I want to go back. Let's see. What next? I think we can start plowing field 4. So let's do that. Let me see. What's my most powerful machine? Garage. Okay. Let's go to our list of tractors. I think the Challenger, the tracked one, I think has probably got the most power. 646. Yeah, that's by a long shot. So let's use the Challenger for plowing. This is a cool vehicle. And we got to find the plow. Where did I put that thing? I think it's over there. Okay, my helper stopped work because he ran out of lime, I think. So we'll have to refill that once again. Okay, here's my plow. I'll start the plowing from this end. Alright, let's unfold. Now up there it says it's a cultivator, but this one acts as a plow too. Bye Darth, thanks for stopping by. I'm just banning these spammers. Okay. Sorry, I had to switch away from the screen. Oh, okay. I just made Lanesta a mod at the beginning of the stream, so... Okay. Off we go. Now on this view, we can see the growth phase of the fields. So we can see now that this one is showing, this is actually showing as cultivated. Needs plowing. So I guess this plows and cultivates in one step. I'm going to cultivate it again though, because I need to put down some slurry or manure. And as you can see, the plowing is a little bit slow. It only goes 7 miles per hour. So there's our speed increase because see, this is one of the problems with the hired workers. They're going to leave little bits at the end that I'm going to have to go clean up later. That's okay. Yeah, I'll go clean that up when he's done. But yeah, let me see, let me go back to the equipment page. This piece of equipment, we can see, yeah, that requires 420 horsepower to run at full speed, which is why I wanted to use my most powerful tractor. And that's full speed on flat ground. So when you have slopes and things like that, if your tractor is underpowered or right at the minimum, it'll often slow down on the hills and stuff. So this way, hey K-Mac, catch you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. So I generally try to go somewhat overpowered when I'm choosing what equipment to use with what attachments. Okay, and we're going to plant wheat on that field. Okay, we need to go refill the lime. So let's go do that. frame rate is starting to struggle a little bit. I'm not sure why. Let's open, there we go, open the lid. And fill. Let's see what else we can buy here. Alright, it's just lime and fertilizer. Well, at least that's the options it's given me for this particular piece of equipment. I think I might be able to buy seeds here too. For when it comes time to plant. I'll just finish this off myself. It's almost done. Okay, and I think there's only... Yeah, I think field 9 is the only other one I'm going to put lime on. Should I put lime on the grass fields? I don't remember if you can do that. Because I feel like the lime needs to be worked into the soil, either by plowing or cultivating. So I don't know if I can just put lime on grass and have that do anything. Oh, you know what? I need to scan field 9 first. So let's get some soil samples first. We'll shut this guy down now. Don't worry, Lanesta, you're doing wonderfully. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so let's go get scans in field 9 so we can start to put down the lime there. Oh no! I almost tipped over. And here I was accusing the worker of being drunk. Oh, from the poll. Yeah, Factorio was... Yeah, I'll post the results. Thanks for mentioning that. I should have done so. But yeah, Factorio was #1 on the list, followed by Oxygen Not Included. But Farming Simulator was, I think, #5 or #6. And I had a couple people specifically mention in chat that they wanted to see it, so that's why we're doing Farming Simulator today. Next Sunday, I'm planning to do RimWorld. And so Sunday, so the main streams are going to be Factorio and Oxygen not included, and then I figure I'll just use Sunday just to play things that come up. Satisfactory, I think, was number 4 or number 5. So we'll do that one too at some point. But yeah, we'll do Farm Sim today. Next Sunday we'll do RimWorld, and then we'll pick a different one for the week after. I'm looking forward to learning about it too. I actually have not played that game very much, so I'm kind of hoping that people on the stream will be able to help me. Okay. I only need field 10 now for my analysis. But before we do that, let's get Mr. Lime started. And off he goes. Okay, let's check on our plow. Okay. Making progress. You know, I think my FPS hit might be because of all the lime on the ground. Because it's, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it's a very detailed texture, as you can see. Maybe it'll get better once we plow that in. Okay. Nitrogen is next. I need to figure out how to get slurry on the ground. Or, I know how to get slurry on the ground. I need to figure out where I can get some. There's manure sales. I wonder if I can buy manure there. Oh, I know what we can do. Let's check prices. And this should, well, it'll tell me where I can sell that stuff, but maybe I'll be able to buy it in the same places. Okay. So slurry is that one on the left. Grave Palm, thanks for following. Are we related? That name sounds familiar. Okay. How's it going, dude? Grave Palm is my brother. One of my brothers. Okay, yeah. Let's check out manure sales and see if I can buy it there and not just sell it. So I'm going to click. And I think, let's see, the white. Yeah, the white is a sell point and the yellow is a buy point, if I'm not mistaken. So let's visit. Yes, supply purchase point. That's what I want. Okay, so we should be able to buy slurry and manure there. This looks like a grain. What are we doing here? That's a grain drop-off, I think. And this is... No, that's a grain drop-off. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. But anyway, I can buy stuff over there at Jeeb's. Farm barn. I think this is for selling. Whoops. Okay, I think this is for selling straw and grass. Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming to watch. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're done with the lime. So let's go put this away. I still need soil samples on field 10. I'll get to that. But the lime spreader we can put away. Oh, those are my greenhouses. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out if there's a place on the farm that I can buy slurry. Okay, that's not where this goes. I guess we'll just hook up the equipment and we can experiment with a couple points here on the farm. And this gets parked over here. I can only back up trailers in this view. There we go. No. Well, my brothers are gamers too, so they understand. Okay. I don't think I own a slurry spreader or manure spreader. So I might have to buy one of those. That's a forage wagon. Okay. Well, let's buy a slurry spreader. Go to the shop. We could do manure as well, but I don't know if one is necessarily better than the other. I'll just do slurry because liquids are generally a little bit easier to handle for me. And let's get the biggest one that we can so that we can minimize the number of trips we have to make. That one holds 25,000 liters. That's 34,500 liters. 30,000. 21,000. This one has the spreader built in, whereas this one I think does not. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, this one I have to buy the spreader attachment, which I guess is this one. So this one we're looking at about 200 and something thousand for the whole setup versus 165 for this one. It holds a little bit less, but everything's built into it. That's only 25, 20, 18.5. Yeah, and then there's a little tank that you can use where you can put it by the edge of the field and fill it up. Ironically, this tank goes on the truck, but That holds actually less than the other thing that we were looking at. All right, so I think I'll get the Veenhuis. I don't know how you pronounce that. And you can choose Trelleborg or Nokian tires. The Nokian are, it says, are narrow tires versus standard. I don't need narrow tires because I'm not going to do this on a planted field. Okay. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I do have a day job. I work as a... Currently, I work in quality assurance. I'm an engineer. And so my role right now is quality assurance in a manufacturing facility, supporting a manufacturing facility. I haven't actually been to the facility since March because of COVID. So I've been working from home since then, and I absolutely love working from home. If I don't have to go back to the factory again, it'll be fine with me. Well, it's good to go there once in a while. You have to, really. But I do like working from home. Okay, so let's get the spreader. Now, here's a little trick. Where's my equipment? I can't see my equipment on the map anymore. How do I turn that on? There we go. Filters. Okay. So I'm going to click on this. That's the thing I just bought. And I'm going to click reset. And now it's going to be somewhere on my farm. There's my reset point right there. Awesome. Some people would call that cheating. Other people would call that shop delivery via alternative methods. That's what I call it. So that's me simulating that I bought a very expensive piece of equipment and the dealer delivered it to my place. I think that's not unreasonable. Okay, let's see. Can I fill it here? Oh, yes. I can fill it here. Right here on the farm. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to field 4. We're going to put this stinky stuff all over the field. And then we're going to cultivate it again. Should I wait for the plow to finish? Maybe I should, actually. Yeah, I really should. Okay, so let's wait until the plowing is done, because I do still need to do some touch-up. And it looks like we're about... Yeah, we're about 2/3 of the way done with this field, so we'll give it some more time. We can see there's some weeds starting to grow, but we'll get rid of those when we run over it with the equipment. Okay, and I'm actually going to stop the worker right here and take over. So I'm going to clean up this end of the field while we're here. So that I don't have to come back and do it later. Yeah, working from home is great. And I think that's one positive thing that comes out of this whole mess that we've been in for the last year is a lot of companies now are realizing that having everybody come to a big office is not really that necessary much of the time. So the company that I work for is actually, they're moving a lot of people into permanent remote workplace type of stuff. And they're going to need a lot less office space than they've had in the past. Yeah, Meg Hadip. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but that's often what I'll do is I'll go around the edges first. In this case, with this, I think the messed up edges is just because of this tool that the worker has trouble calculating with. So I think I would still have the same problem. It would just be farther away from the edge of the field. But yeah, generally, like if there's, if the edge of the field is close to a bunch of trees or something, usually I'll make a pass along that edge first so that the worker doesn't have to get too close to it and get stuck or something. But okay, so we'll let that continue. Let's finish up our soil sampling here, and then we can put that thing away. Let's see if I can get up to field 10 from this end. Maybe. Let's see. I don't know if there's a gate over here or not. No. Okay. I'll have to get to field 10 some other way. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, crazy syrup guy. How you doing? Oh, okay. Here's field 10. Mega deep, like that. Oh, okay. Good. Hey, Dead Heel. Thanks for stopping by the stream. So I just started streaming about a week ago, and this stream is the last requirement I have to get to apply to be a Twitch affiliate. So probably by the next, I mean, I don't know how long it takes them to process applications and make changes, but I think possibly by the next stream I'll have that taken care of, and we'll have subs and bits and all that other fun stuff. We've already got the follower count. We've got the average viewers. You know, there's a few hurdles you have to jump through. Yeah, it was really quick. Obviously having a presence on YouTube already helps a lot, because I'm not completely unknown. So it was fairly quick to get the number of followers and viewers and stuff that I needed. And then the other requirements are just so many hours of streaming and doing 7 streams within a 30-day period or something like that. So this is my 7th stream. Although partner is really what I want to get to. Affiliate's a good place to start, but partner is the big leagues. But for that, I need to average 75 viewers. And I'm sure that's going to take some time to build up to. But if everybody on the stream right now brings 3 friends next time, we can do it. Okay, I'm going to put the soil sampler away someplace. Yeah, I know the weekend, the ones during the week I know are not good for a lot of people. I do, yeah, my weekday streams are 8 p.m. my time, which is good because it gives me a chance to have dinner with the family and stuff. Oh, I have to send these for analysis first. Let's not forget that. So yeah, that gives me time to have dinner and all that kind of stuff, but I know if you live on the East Coast, it's getting to be pretty late for a weeknight. And that's another reason why I wanted to do a stream on Sunday mornings. So HMS Holdfast, thanks. I just turned on the Streamlabs bot last night and I wasn't sure if it worked, so you're the official beta tester. Thanks for confirming that it's active. Yeah, the Streamlabs bot it'll do a few things automatically. But I turned it on, but I really haven't configured it or anything. I need to spend some time with it. I'm still learning about all this stuff. Okay, almost done plowing. I'm going to clean up this edge down here. Yeah, that's right. There's link protection too, so people can't paste links unless one of you guys, the moderators, give permission. All right. So if anybody wants to post a link for something for whatever reason, just ask one of the mods, and if you're not just spamming something, then we can allow that to go up. I'm sure sometimes it'll be necessary. Okay, it's getting late in the day here. I'm not too worried about my first day almost being over because my soil temperatures are still too low, so I can't plant anything anyway. Yeah, it looks nice when the soil's been prepped, right? Just clean up these last bits. This is a cool tractor. I would love to be able to drive one of these things in real life. But I don't know any farmers. Oops. Yeah, there we go. No, hang on. Pushing too many buttons at once. Lower. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna drive this last part myself. Oh, that's really cool. And do you work for the farm, or does your boss have some other business that you're working for? I need to get this out of the way. Ah, okay. Oh, that's cool. I'm sure having the machine shop is somewhat complementary to the farming business too. Can make his own replacement parts. Okay, one field done. I'm going to keep these guys going until it gets dark. And then I'll just fast forward to the daytime. I don't like doing night work in this game. It's a little too hard to see what's going on for me. Of course, since you do have some time pressure with the seasons mod, I mean, if we have to work through the night to get a planting done or something, then we'll do that. But if I have the choice, I usually don't like to do that. All right. Let's start laying down the slurry. We need to unfold this first, and I think this is 30 meters wide, so I'm going to have to give it some space here. You know what? Actually, let's use courseplay for this. Okay, so we'll use the intelligent bot. So I'm going to come over here to the corner of the field. Like right here. Okay, we need to put it in the right mode, so we're going to put it in fertilize mode. And we go over here to, where's the course? Sorry, I haven't used this in a while. Course generation. Okay, there we go. So we want field 4. I'm going to do one headland pass, so it'll do one path around the field before it goes up and down. Starting location from the current vehicle position. Working with 30. we generate the course. There you go. So it starts here, it'll go around counterclockwise, and then go all the way up there till it passes. Alright, now before we drive the course, I'm going to try to get it better aligned to the start point and facing mostly in the right direction. Like that. And then we click on drive course. And let's see how this does. Hey, Paging Turner, welcome to the stream. Having a great day so far. Hope you are too. Thanks for joining us. Okay, and there it is. I could smell it already. Where are you going? Oh, maybe is it doing the headland after? Okay. No, stop. I think there's been an error. Let me fold this up again. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the start point, and this time I'm going to tell it to start from the first waypoint. Not from my current position, because sometimes it gets confused about when you start from nearest waypoint, sometimes it gets confused about where you are in the course. See, so in this case, it should have started going here, but because I was close to this point, it started going that way instead. So I'll tell it to start at the first waypoint, which is the start point. There. And this way you can see the course on the field, which is pretty interesting. But I'm going to turn all that off. Okay. And we are now adding 60 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. Oh, okay. Looks like it is modifying the rate somewhat as it drives. I thought from the mod description that slurry or manure was going to get applied at a flat rate, but maybe I misunderstood something. And as you can see, we're almost out already. So the other thing that you can do with course play is you can set up a course for refilling the equipment, which I'm not going to do in this particular case, but at some point we will automate that stuff too. And then that way, when, like in this case, when it's running slurry, when the machine is empty, the tractor will automatically go to the fill point. It'll refill on what is needed, and then it'll come back out and pick up where it left off, and it'll do all that automatically. Okay. So it needs to be refilled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the driver. This time I will have it start at the current waypoint. Yeah, we want the current waypoint, and hopefully it'll remember where it is. So we'll have to fold this up, we'll go refill it, and then come back. And we might have to refill a couple of times. Let's see. Yeah, over here. get this field finished, and then I'll fast forward through the night. And then tomorrow we'll cultivate the field to work that in and get ready for seeding. Which hopefully we'll be able to do by tomorrow, if we get a couple more degrees of temperature into the soil. And then just coming down to the point that we left off. And we'll say drive course, and hopefully it'll get it right. There we go. Yeah, looks good. Nice. Now, one thing you'll notice about course play is that you often get rounded off corners on the field like that. Hey, Loyal Raven. Yeah, I've been playing Farm Sim for years. It's one of my favorite games. I don't put it on YouTube that much. Osilis or Osilis, thank you very much for that donation. Very generous of you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys are the best, honestly. The support. I've been doing this for a week, and the support has been outstanding. I mean, I exceeded my expectations in every way. Weasel22, thanks for following, my friend. Welcome. Okay, there we go. I guess today's, like, Sunday is family stream day, right? My brother stopped by. Dead Heel's brother-in-law's in the house. Okay, plowing is done on field 3, except for the ends, which I'll fix right now. I'm going to try turning off the help window there. Let's see if I can get along without it. I'm starting to refamiliarize myself with all the controls. Oh, thanks, Weasel. Appreciate that. I enjoy doing it. And the fact that other people enjoy it too is a nice bonus. The whole reason I started doing gaming videos on YouTube is because there was a period of time where I was... when did I start doing that? This was a few years ago. So I was in between jobs. I'd gotten downsized, and I was off work for a couple months. And... Thanks, Osiris. I will. Yes. Pardon me. I was playing a lot of Factorio, and I was looking for tutorials, and this was back like in version 12 or version 13 of Factorio. And I was trying to find good tutorials, and I was noticing that a lot of the tutorials were skipping steps and leaving things out or not explaining things very well, and I was getting frustrated. So I figured, well, you know what, I have some time. I'm going to make a tutorial the way that I would have wanted to see it and put it out there, so at least, you know, since I'm not working a job, I can at least do something productive and useful to others, and that's how I got started. Oh, that's cool. All right, refill. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to explain something complicated like Factorio in a way that is easy to follow and includes all the important points, and you know, you can easily get kind of how do I want to say? I mean, you can get to where you're kind of jumping around and making it hard to follow it. It's not easy to do it well, I don't think. I think this is where I left off. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Don't you want to back up a little bit first? Ah, you missed a spot. I'll have to go back and get that later. Uh-oh, I've got some weeds popping up here. Well, I'm gonna run the cultivator anyway. What I'm curious about, I guess we'll find out here. Yeah, I think the weeds will deplete the nitrogen where they're growing, and that'll affect your crop yield. We'll see how this plays out. But once I get things planted, then I'll run over the fields with some herbicide to hopefully prevent weeds from coming in. Let's check on our plow guy. And once we have some grass, I think I might buy some sheep. Let's check our field. I think I might be able to start picking this up. No, not yet. I know where I can check that. Let's see. No. Okay, growth. Oh, you know what? I need to show grass. Whoops. How do I get down there? I'll just use my mouse. Okay, so now I have grass turned on in the overview. So now I should be able to see the growth state of grass. All right, so this says that it's still growing, so I can't cut the grass yet. But once the grass turns yellow or orange, then I'll be able to cut it and collect it from here and from here. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Okay. Field 2 actually didn't need to be plowed. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Dead Heel. You know, I used to have... we'll delete that course. I used to have the farming simulator steering wheel and deck controller. Control deck, whatever they call it. With the pedals and everything. That was pretty nice. But yeah, if you were going to use like for doing forklifts and stuff like that, like if you're doing the forestry stuff, it really helps to have another joystick as well. Okay. So we're done with the slurry on field 4. So I'm going to go refill, and then we'll park this guy for the night. Okay, and I don't remember how to turn off the lights, so I'm going to need my help window back. Is it L? No. Okay. Crud. I'm gonna have to check the controls. Oh, F. There we go. Alright, so we'll let this finish up here. Why don't I do the lime, then the slurry, then mix it in? It's just because of the way that the game works. Well, let me take that back. Normally you can only apply one thing to the ground at a time, just because of the way the game works. So for example, you put down lime, and then you work the field in some way to incorporate it, and then you can put down more stuff. And it's just because of the mechanics of the game. But now that you mention it, I'm not sure if you can combine fertilizer with lime, but I think the answer is no. Maybe somebody else knows better than me. But like I said, it's been a while since I played, so some of those details have escaped me. I know there's farmers that play this game. There's actually there's a YouTuber called, I think he's called Millennial Farmer, and he's got his family has a big farm in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Either Wisconsin or Minnesota. And they actually made a map for the game of that farm. Build a grade? I don't know. It's whatever the default is for the bot. But if you guys feel that the bot is too heavy-handed, then let me know and I can possibly change it. But I'll do it later because I've got my game controller in my hands and I don't want to try to do too much at once. I'm guessing it's probably, 120 characters or something like that. Okay, I think that's it. One little spot. No. B. There we go. Okay. Yeah, actually, give me a second. I'll check it right now. I can't see where I'm going. There we go. That's why I don't like farming at night. Okay, I'll leave this parked here. Turn off the lights. Okay, so now it's nighttime. And I have a mod that allows me to fast forward through the evening, but I forget what the keys are for it. So let me find that here real quick. I know it's control something. The in-cab view at night is pretty cool. It does have dashboard lights and stuff like that. Course play, follow me. GPS. Oh, great. Either I missed it or I can't see it. Is it control R? No. Control N? I can't remember. I can't remember the fast forward key. And I don't see it here. Usually all the mod key stuff is at the end. But I don't see anything for that. Maybe I missed it. Let's all follow me. Global steering. Crud. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we'll have to, we'll just have to use the in-game speed controls to do that. So we'll just increase the time scale to 120. And that'll get us through the night fairly quickly. And while we're doing that, I can check the settings. Control plus green power stone. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, I could use the sleep trigger. That's right. That's in the house. Which is... Let me turn on my flashlight. Is that the farmhouse over there? No. I think it's over here where the chickens are. Okay, yeah, so we can go in the house. Can't we? How do I go in the house? Front door, maybe? Maybe the farmer's wife locked him out. Is this the front door? Ah, sleep. There we go. Let's see, what time is it now? It's 2200, so we'll sleep until, let's say, 07. So that's 8 hours? 9 hours? What happened to my sleep trigger? Now it's gone. What the hell? I guess I lost my chance. Alright, let's leave and then go back in. There we go. Okay, yeah, we'll sleep for 7 hours. Okay, so now it's morning. And now I want to just put the time back to 5x. Okay, now I don't know if you guys noticed that when we crossed midnight, there was a property income. That property income is coming from that windmill over there, which is on my farm. So we get income every day from that. Just in case anyone was wondering. All right. So, where did we leave off? We have a little more plowing to do over on field 10. So let's go get this guy started over there. Or, I'm sorry, field 9. And look, you can see leaves starting to come up on the tree. Okay, good. Alright, slurry spreading we can start to do on fields 3 and 2. And yeah, it's warm enough to plant now. Soil temperature is 46, so we can start to cultivate and plant crops on field 4. Since that one is basically ready to go. I'm going to cultivate it first, and then we'll put the spreader down. Okay. Hire a worker for that. Okay. What do we want to use for the cultivation? Let's take a look at our equipment. See how much power my cultivator requires. It's that one. Yeah. All right, we need 400 horsepower to run that cultivator. My Puma's too weak. And the Fendt and the Challenger are both busy, so we'll use the Case 380 CVX. Which is... Okay, I thought I was getting stuck. This guy here. Okay, and with this, I'm going to start. Basically, I'm going to work the slurry into the soil, and then we'll come back and plant seed. You haven't completed your task. Oh, okay. You know what the problem is? The game sees this field as already having been cultivated, so the worker won't do it. See precision farming. Okay. So what do I do? Do I just plant now? Let's just plant now, I guess. Okay, who's finished? Okay. Oh, you're not finished. It's hard to find good help these days. For whatever reason, this whole area got missed. I think it's just because the field is so small and I've got this rather large tool. It kind of confuses the bot that's running this thing. And I imagine I'll have the same problem in the next field. It would actually be better if I had a smaller spreader. I wonder what it would cost just to get a smaller. This one has a 9-meter diameter. That would be a lot more appropriate for fields of that size. This one's 12 meters. Nah, I don't want to buy another one just for that. I didn't mean you. Although it's not easy to find good help, but I got lucky. I do have good help. Just not on the fields. Okay. All right, so let's look at the options we have for seeding. So I've got 2 machines. I've got this one, the Horsch Pronto has a 9-meter width. It holds 9,000 liters of seed. It can plant anything. And this also can cultivate at the same time. The Lemkin Solitaire also cultivates at the same time, but this one's wider and holds a lot more seed. All right, so for the big field, I'm going to use the Lemkin. And let's go fill it with seed, which I should be able to get at the same place I get everything else. cover. Okay. Cover actually doesn't open on this one. All right, and like I said, I'm gonna plant wheat on this first field, just because it's the first one on the list. But depending on what crop you wanted to plant, you just, you fill the thing with seed. There's only one type of seed in the game, so you fill it with seed, and then you can change what it is that you want to plant with it. Oops. In this case, I'm just going to do wheat. There we go. Try to get lined up here. It's a little tricky. All right. Off we go. Yeah, Mega Deep. I'm using an Xbox controller. I was saying earlier, I used to use a wheel with pedals, and I had the little SciTech farming simulator console and everything, which is pretty nice. But the problem with that is that having a wheel and pedals really makes it difficult to play any other games without having to disconnect it and move it out of the way first. So I switched over to using a controller, and it's almost as good. Okay, now let's check our map. And we should be able to see, yeah, we can see fruit type starting to show up. And then on growth, it says planted. Okay, that yellow near the bottom is planted. And if we look at seasons, okay, we're planting wheat in day 2. We're over 41 degrees, so we're good to go there. We could also plant barley, oats, canola, sunflowers, potatoes, sugar beets, oilseed radish, alfalfa, all sorts of stuff. And it looks like grass is also available to be cut. Oh, I accidentally turned off the worker. Sorry about that. Let's get it started again. There we go. And it should kill the weeds when I run over it. Yeah. All right. Let me check these nitrogen levels again. In the menu, I don't remember what my target levels should be. Okay, so it says here after planting the crop, then we can use mineral or liquid fertilizer to adjust the nitrogen level to the requirements of the crop. So now that I'm planting, I'll go back over the field with the fertilizer sprayer, and I'll do it again, and then that'll hopefully put the nitrogen at the optimal level for whatever it is that I'm planting. Okay, so after all the planting, we'll get out the fertilizer sprayer. We'll put that down, and then we'll also do some at the next growth phase. There are several growth stages, but we'll do some herbicide as well to keep weeds from growing in. Okay, so plowing is pretty much done. And then when we have some time, we'll cut some grass and we'll buy some sheep. I like to start with sheep because all they need is grass and water, so it's fairly easy to care for them. The other animals are cows and pigs are a little more complicated. Yeah, and we missed a big spot over there. Okay, we'll fix it ourselves. Wrong button. The cows they need to be provided with water and straw at all times. And then for feed, they eat total mixed ration, which is a combination of grass and straw and silage. And we can make silage from grass. So we'll do that later on in the game when we've got crops going and we're pulling in more resources. But that's the other reason why I'm planting wheat, is because you get the straw. You can get straw from wheat or barley. After you harvest it, you can pick the straw off the ground, and then you can use that for the animals that need straw, which are pigs and cows. And you can also sell the straw if you want and get extra money. So either way, the straw is useful. But the sheep don't require straw. So sheeps are good to start with. Okay, so I think all the plowing is taken care of now. So I'm going to put this tool away, but before we do that, we should wash it. And I don't think that there's a washer on the farm already. If not, then I'll have to buy one. Let's see if I've got a washer somewhere. Okay. Oh, you know, it would be easier to check it from the store, actually. Go to the garage. That shows what I actually own. Let's see if I have a power washer someplace. No, I do not. Okay. So let's buy a power washer. That's this right here. And then we need to figure out a good place to put it. I usually like to put the washer kind of close to where my equipment is getting stored so that I can just wash it before I put it away. Would this corner be good? Over here next to the water mill, maybe? Oh, you know what? I should put it next to the workshop over here in this area. We got fuel. Whoops. We got the shop, we got fuel. And then I'll put my power washer right here. Okay, we'll park. And then you just spray it off and all the dirt goes away. Now this is purely cosmetic. Whether the vehicle is clean or not doesn't really have any effect in the game. Although I think it should. I think they should change it so that if you don't keep it clean, or that the dirtier it gets, the faster it needs maintenance again. But as it stands, it's just for looks. You can also turn dirt off if you just like having your stuff look clean all the time. Or if you like it to look dirty all the time, just never clean it. Okay, I think this was parked over here, right? No, that's where the other cedar was. Should go over here. Hey, Wild Ride. Okay. Look at this. There was an attempt. Oh, and it's out. That's why it stopped. Alright, let's go get a refill. Alright, Helper H thinks he's done. We'll have to go check his work. Let's start this filling. And we'll go check on that. Actually, looks like, well, this part of the field is finished. I wonder if I think he might have stopped here and not done the top section. Let's go take a look. Yep. Missed this section. So the worker just, if it gets to the end of the field and it doesn't see any unworked field next to it, then it thinks it's done and it just stops. That's why, like I said, that's why these fields that are not perfectly rectangular sometimes confuse the workers. Hey, farming is going pretty well. We're in mid-spring. We already put down slurry on the fields. They've been plowed. We're planting some wheat right now. And we're thinking about buying some sheep. Let's go cut some grass. Okay. Now in this one I'm going to do... Should I do course play for this? Yeah. So for this I'm going to use course play. We're going to do field 1. Here we need the field work mode. Alright, so we want field 1. Let's do 2 passes around. Headland corners. Smooth. Okay, I guess that's fine. Working width is 10. And we'll start from current field current vehicle position. Let's take a look. Okay. I'm going to tell it to start at the first waypoint. Let's turn all that junk off. Now I want to change the work mode. How do I do that? Because it says selected work mode is wide spreading. Maybe I need to unfold it first. But I don't want wide spreading. What I want it to do is cut the grass and then leave it in a strip behind me so that I can collect it easily. Oh, there we go. Toggle work mode. Swath dropping. That's what I want. Okay, let's get it started. Oh no, sorry. First waypoint, drive course. That's what I wanted. There we go. And then it leaves, because it's leaving that swath, it'll be easy for me to pick that up with my forage wagon. If I didn't leave a swath, I would have to use the rake. And that's what we'll do if we want to make hay instead of grass, instead of just having fresh grass. You would cut it, and then you have to turn it over a couple times until it dries, and then you can rake it up and collect it. Or you can put it into bales. On this map I have bulk storage for grass and hay and stuff, so I probably won't make any bales on this map. Okay. And we're done. Right? Okay. Yeah, you're done, except for this little spot that you missed here. Okay. So wheat planting is done on field 4. We'll do field 3 next. I'm not sure. What should we plant on field 3? Actually, I think I'll plant field 2 and 3 to the same crop just to make things a little bit easier. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. What else do pigs need besides... Where's my animals? Oh, that's in seasons. Okay, pigs need corn, wheat, barley, soybeans. Okay, so we're going to have wheat. Why don't we plant corn? I don't think... Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do corn with this. We'll put corn on these 2 fields. And then we'll be able to start doing some pigs. And actually, I'll do corn. Let's see. What else do they need? Corn. They need grain. They need protein, either from soy, canola, and or sunflowers. And they need potatoes. So we already had we'll do potatoes on field 9. We're already doing wheat on the big field. We'll do corn here. And then we'll do either soybeans or canola or sunflowers on field 2. And then we'll have all the components we need for pig feed. And then, you know, if we'll probably have a lot of extra wheat, and then we can just sell off surplus wheat. Okay. While that is taking place, let's get our fertilizer spreader, which is over in the other section. Do I still have slurry to spray somewhere? I think I do. Sorry, I'm a little lost now. Okay. Fertilizer sprayer should be over here. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, I need to finish putting slurry on field 2. So let's get that going. Okay, looks like my mower is done. Okay, so we can stop, clear the course. And we can send him over to cut the other grass field, which is 10. Yeah, and I can't get there from here. Yeah, so if I'm not going to do bales, then I can probably just sell the baling equipment. I prefer not to, because they're kind of, in my mind, they're a little bit difficult to work with. All right. So let's set up our course again. We're going to do field 10 this time. Generate the course. Start at the first waypoint. Let's just get at least the direction lined up properly. Start driving. Okay. Another fantastic job. There we go. Let's turn it on and finish this off. And then we just got to do field 9. And I got stuck on a tree. All right. So you can see this game starts off kind of slow, but you can make yourself as busy as you want to by getting hired workers going everywhere. And sometimes it can get a little overwhelming, and if in that case, sometimes I'll just slow down the time scale to real time, and I'll just reduce the number of activities that I have going concurrently. Oh yeah, that's right, you can do contracts too. Yeah. Yeah, you can make yourself really busy. But then it starts to get stressful, and that's not why I play this game. Flint Hills, that's the name of the map that you're playing? Ah, okay. I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to check it out. Actually, I'm open to, if you have any good map suggestions, I'm open. Drifting Bandit, thanks for the follow. Welcome aboard. Yeah, just because I haven't played in... Uh-oh. Yeah. I haven't played Farm Sim in a while, and I'm not up on what the latest and greatest maps are. And the enjoyment of this game is directly proportional to the quality of the map that you're playing on. It really makes a big difference in the quality of the gameplay. Having a good map that's detailed and has a nice layout, and like I said before, one of the nice things about Stevie's maps is that you start off with lots of equipment and usually some big fields. All the animal pens are already set up, so if you don't want to like grind through a progression, you can start doing lots of fun stuff right away. Okay, Flint Hills and Rolling Hills. Oh, okay. Flint Hills has Rolling Hills. All right, thanks. I'm going to check that out. Hills definitely make it more interesting. Well, and Giants, who makes this game, they came out with they They came out with like an alpine farming DLC, which I haven't checked out yet either. And that one has some really steep hills. So you kind of need a lot of overpowered tractors to work your fields when there's hills like that. Okay. I think we are done slurry application for the season. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like playing on big fields. Like doing these, doing lots of small fields like we're doing right now is not my preferred play style. But Sid, I appreciate it, man. Your presence here is worth $1 million to me, buddy. Hey, DJ Quad. That's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am enjoying it a lot myself. It's an awesome mod. I kind of kick myself for having waited so long to play it. Why am I going over here? Oh, I think I wanted to wash this. Okay. Alright, and what did we say for the next field? We said soy, canola, or sunflower seeds. I think I'm going to do soybeans. Ah, thank you, sir. Hunter 72 CA. Welcome. Now, Hunter, you might not know this, but I'm something of a mind reader. And I'm guessing that you are 48 years old and that you live in California. You tell me if I'm... Or Canada. No, let's go straight. Canada. Okay. See, that was my Amerigo-centricity kicking in there for a second. I see CA and I just assume that you're in the United States, right? He's 72 years old, yeah. Well, that could be, but then he'd have to change his ID every year. So I think the 72 means that he was born in 72. Old Gus. Let's see. I'm gonna say 58, but that's because you call yourself Old Gus. I think you'd have to be 50 before you start calling yourself old, even though it's not really old. Okay. See, I'm not getting such a strong signal from you as I was with Hunter 72 CA. 52, okay. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just adding audio to the stream. Okay. East Coast and rainy. Okay, we're done mowing. The thing with course play is when they finish, they sit there, and because the machine is still active, and there's a worker in there, they'll sit there getting paid until you come over there and tell them to stop. They're kind of tricky like that. You have to tell them everything, right? You have to tell them, and when you're finished, get off the field and go home. Otherwise, they'll just sit there collecting wages until you tell them to do something else. Okay, so we'll put the mower away. With grass, you can cut several times per year. So we will use it again in this game year. Okay, yeah, the grass tending stuff goes up here, right? Hey, Jedi. Grave Palm recommendations for peripherals. Do you mean for this game specifically, or just in general? Yes. Okay. Yes to the first one, right? So, I just use... Oh, okay. I'm just using a Xbox controller. So, my recommendation is a gamepad. But if you wanted to play... If you wanted to play with a wheel and pedals, there's that SciTech Farm Sim set that comes with a little console with buttons and a stick and everything on it. But I'm not sure if... I don't know if they even make that thing anymore. But if you wanted to use wheel and pedals, I would just get whatever the current Logitech G20 something is that's out right now. And then I would get a good joystick. And between the wheel, the pedals, a joystick, your keyboard, your mouse, you should be able to operate everything. But I think in terms of simplicity and not having a bunch of equipment completely taking over your battle station, I think a game controller is the way to go. In fact, I think probably most of the big YouTubers and streamers that are doing this game are using game controllers these days, just because it's so convenient. And then when you want to play a game that only uses keyboard and mouse, it's easy to stick the game controller in a drawer and have everything ready to go. Yeah. Gus, are you using a game controller as well? Okay. Yeah, Xbox controller. Yeah, and for PC, obviously Xbox controller is the best choice. You can get a PlayStation controller to work, but it's a major pain in the butt. Not worth it. Okay, so the other... Let me zoom out a little bit. Let's take stock of where we are here. Okay, so we got 3 fields planted. 9 needs to be planted, and I'm going to plant potatoes there. So we can see we got wheat on field 4. We have corn on 3. We have soy on 2. And then 9 will have potatoes. And with those 4 crops, we will be able to make pig feed for pigs. But we'll have to wait till harvest time to do that, of course. Now that we have grass, we can buy some sheep. So let's do that. Oh, yeah, we need to go to the sheep pen, which is way down at the end, I think. So we'll just run through the bushes here. Hey, Metalife, doing well. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I think the sheep are way down here in the end. So we'll go and we'll buy, I don't know how many sheep to start with. We'll see what they cost. I've got 516,000, so maybe we'll just buy like, maybe we'll buy like 75,000 worth of sheep, however many that turns out to be. I think if I click here, yeah. Oh, 75,000 is going to be a ton of sheep. Okay, we'll just buy 40 or 50 sheep. Let's see what we got. So we've got Dorset, females. We've got Merino. Oh, these are all females. I think reproduction happens somehow, even though they're all females. You don't buy a ram, apparently. So we've got Dorsets. They grow moderately fast, modest wool production, and a medium amount of feed. And they'll give us 25 to 40 lambs. The Merino grows slowly, doesn't reproduce that much, but doesn't require a lot of feed. The Suffolk grows really fast, modest amount of wool, requires a lot of food, is prolific and slow maturing. And then there's the Dorper. No wool. It produces no wool, but it's prolific and fast maturing. So this would be the one to get if you just want to sell sheep, if you want to raise and sell sheep. But I want to do wool. I think I'll just get the Dorsets. Okay. So I'm just going to do this a bunch. How many is that? That seems like a good amount. Confirm. And now I have sheep. Look at that. All right. How many do I have? It doesn't tell me here. But if I go up here, I can see that I bought 45. Okay, so I've got 45 sheep, and they need food. Oh, alfalfa. Okay, that must be part of Stevie's mod. It looks like these sheep need alfalfa. I'm not growing any alfalfa, so we may have to correct that. But for now, let's just give them... Alright, I'm going to disconnect. Let's give them some grass and some water before we finish up here. So I'm going to get my forage harvester. Or no, my forage wagon, sorry. Forage harvester is different. There we go. And we'll come over here. And I don't remember, I think the start point was over here, right? Okay, we'll turn it on. We'll lower the pickup, which is there in front. And then we start picking up grass. And this is one that's good to do in cab view. Well, Silas, you prefer the merino wool? Or the merino sheep? I do like merino wool in clothing. It's very soft. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, wool is great for keeping warm, isn't it? And dry. Ah, okay, that's interesting. And scratchy. Yeah. You know, guys, the last year or so, though, I just started, I started wearing wool socks for the first time. And, man, wool socks are the way to go. Way better than cotton. Yeah. Wool socks in Texas. Not because of the warmth, but just because they have really good moisture wicking properties. No, I get thin. You can get thin wool socks. So I get thin wool socks, and they keep your feet really dry and comfortable. Okay, so I'm not going to do all of it right now, but this should be enough to get our sheep fed to begin with. I'm not sure how much productivity I'm going to get without having the alfalfa. We'll have to see how that works out. This is picking up the grass because it has this pickup on the back of it, or on the front of it. Alright, so let's load up the sheep with food. Now one of these, this is the food trough, I think. One of these is for food and one's for water. The one that has the sloped front is for food. Yeah. So we'll unload some grass. There you go. And that's all that they take. Alright. Yeah, so they only need 4,000 liters to begin with. And they need water too, of course. So let me get these guys some water real quick. I did see a water tank around here somewhere. I think it's over in this area. There it is. So I need to fill this up. Oh, it's filled already. Perfect. Bye, Lanesta. Thanks. I'm actually going to be wrapping up here pretty soon, so. But thanks for being here. Thanks for modding for me. And actually, speaking of that, I probably should have asked you if you wanted to be a mod before I just gave you moderator privileges, so I'll check with you later. Make sure you actually want to be a mod on the stream. My apologies. No, Sid, we won't need any fuel for a while. Okay, so now we got water, we got food, and they should start to make some wool. Yeah. And pallets of wool will start to appear here in this zone. And then when we want to sell them, we just have to nudge them over into this zone, and it'll get sold. Oh, I'm sure you can. Thank you, and thank you. Thanks for taking on the role. I appreciate it. Okay, guys. Well, that is going to do it for today's stream. I got to go get some breakfast, and we're putting up our Christmas tree today, so I feel like I just put it away. But we got to get that going too. So I had a great time playing with y'all. Next stream will be Wednesday. Thanks again, and I'll see y'all soon. Have a great day.